What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the best, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, wherever, Cancer. This one, got ahead of myself. This one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. We're just assuming she's over here at this point. I think that's just going to be the theme. We're just going to point, and that's where the moon's going to be at. But I'm going to talk about what sign she's in, wherever she is. I'm going to talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course. Just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave all the shenanigans with me, and never force a reading on the situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So Cancer, the moon is in Scorpio. And with the moon being in Scorpio, this is a very interesting placement for the moon, because technically the moon is in fall here. So it's because Scorpio is a water sign, so the moon is familiar with water energy, but to feel to the depths that Scorpio feels, it's a little bit different than how we normally feel, Cancer. So because Scorpio energy, they feel with an intensity that is they're going to go to the deepest bottoms of every emotion that they're feeling, and that can be a lot for the moon sometimes. So that might be something to pay attention to, Cancer, is that superficial things, conversations and emotions and whatnot may not appeal to you at this time. It might be a little more intuitively curious, kind of going into those more kind of darker realms, maybe getting in touch with maybe the occult side, maybe getting a tarot card reading, or maybe going for just getting in touch with your spirituality, maybe doing some meditation, maybe doing some maybe some breath work, however that's looking like, but Scorpio is something where if you want to really, if there's an area that maybe if you want to think about wanting to change in, Scorpio energy deals with that transformation. So it's always interesting when the moon is in Scorpio. There's always there's just there's this underlying tone that it's like a vibration is just So just I don't know about you, Cancer, but just pay attention to that when the moon's in Scorpio. It's very mysterious, is a great word for it. But also, Cancer, we're in a waxing gibbous phase as well, and this is about really clarifying your directions and intentions. Because now we're almost at that full moon phase. We got about a couple more days here, before we get to that celebration and release and things. So this is making any adjustments, observing how this whatever it is that you set off in this lunar cycle, how is it really settling in? Has this been worth the time? Has it been integrated well, or do we need to tweak or completely start fresh? We're getting to that state of mind, so just something to think about there, Cancer. And then last couple of things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then in case if you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you are interested, Cancer. Oh, and tell me about it, Cancer, because you've got the 8th card of Sagittarius here, which is the microphone card. What you got to say, Cancer? So let's hear it. Because with this card, this is a card of news, trending, broadcast, expression, strong opinion, make known, current events, public speaking, speak truth, communicate, social media, being heard, and speaking up. And so, Cancer, I do feel like, considering we are in this Scorpion energy right now, if there are any sort of things that maybe some truths that we've been bottled up, maybe some conversations that we've been wanting to have with some others, or maybe something along those lines. Because when you do talk about Scorpio energy too, when you think about the progression of the zodiac, it's like after you're getting from Libra, forming those relationships, Scorpio gets into that real intense bond. Now we're talking about, they deal with like the 8th house and things. So now we're getting into the place of like joint inheritance and, shared assets and things. And so if there's something that, and I only bring that up like just to say if there's something with like maybe a friend, a family member, even maybe like a love relationship, or this can even be a business relationship where we've been wanting to make something known. Maybe there's a boundary that's been crossed, or maybe we're not happy with the condition at work, or maybe we're not happy with the condition or with the relationship or something along those lines. Having those deep discussions, being able to dig beyond the surface level of that and allow those truths to be known and to come out. Because if we keep that stuff bottled up, Cancer, it festers, and it manifests in weird kind of ways. And then, what ends up happening, you'll be arguing of just random example. You'll be in the kitchen randoming Cancer. You'll be arguing over, I don't know, maybe someone left the cupboard open, and then you're blowing up about them always leaving the cupboard open, but we're not mad about that. We're mad about repressed things, but it always comes out in weird kind of ways, Cancer. So just something to think about there. Let's try not to keep that stuff bottled up. Communicate. And this is vice versa. If you feel that someone maybe there's some kind of tension there, like it's someone's been maybe kind of hovering in your space, and it's just like, would you like to have a conversation? Sometimes people need that little bit of help. If you notice something like that, Cancer, just something that randomly popped in my head. But also, I've always, when this card is popping out, if we're in some sort of thing where if we have some sort of like dream to maybe go do some stuff, maybe on like social media, or maybe putting ourselves out there in general. This could be maybe writing a book, or maybe making some sort of course, or maybe like an ebook, or maybe even like some apps or some things. If we've just been wanting to really express ourselves and just kind of broadcast our abilities, every time this card pops up, I'm like, absolutely, Cancer. Let those gifts be known. You're a creative sign, to be able to, and however that's translating, but to be able to feel to the depths that you do, and then if we can take that and channel that into any sort of creative process, beautiful things can happen. And that's definitely something that I feel like the world will definitely appreciate, and it can help potentially not even just help you expand, Cancer, but really inspire some others as well. But let's get some tarot on this and get some more details. Interesting. Okay. A lot of people here, Cancer, they want to hear that good word. Hold on, Cancer. Oh. Okay, almost. Okay, I'm with it. All right, Cancer. Oh, and the people continue. Let's see. All right, Cancer. Got a nice little spread here. So, and they're all, okay, so we have the Queen, Queen of Wands face down. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse here, but then we have the Page of Cups, King of Swords, the Moon, Six of Cups, and then Four of Pentacles upright here. And really, Cancer, I feel like for some of you, just talking about going back to that broadcasting, as far as like sharing some of these gifts. If we have things that we're holding inside, Cancer, some gifts and stuff that maybe been wanting to get bottled out, that you've been kind of, I don't know, like either keeping in your pocket, or just been like, maybe we're worried about how others may perceive this gift. Maybe we think that this thing may not be good enough when we get into the Moon card, because that can start dealing with like illusions and things that we tell ourselves, anything that prevents you from getting to that sunlight, because after the Moon is the sun. But we have to face those fears and face the things, those doubts, those concerns, and face them boldly with the Queen of Wands popping up here. But when you think about this Four of Pentacles, Six of Cups combo, combo here. Every time, you know, or there are times we know when the Six of Cups pops up, it's like, it can be a card of memories, but I feel like this is like creating new memories for yourself and for some others, you know, sharing these gifts that you have to create new dreams of wonder. You know, I feel like to really, because we're in a time of, of inspiration, and what's more, you know, what a great way to be in that energy than to do things that inspire you, Cancer. And then when you're in that state of, in that inspired state, our energies have a way of really permeating throughout a room so that we can kind of feel what everyone is going, you know, kind of going through, get a feel of the room. And if you're able to take those feelings, you know, that passion, that wonder, and whatever you're doing, and to express that and pour that out in the world, it could really light some fires under some people, get some others to get into that creative space. It can help others really understand their craft and see that it's not impossible to make your dreams come true. I mean, and I know that may seem like a lot, Cancer. It may not be what you intended to do, but that's the kind of impact that these energies can have, even if it's just one person, because that one person, they get inspired, they're going to go out and do other things, and that's co-creation at its finest. Because it's like you've gone out and they're like an extension of you. You know, you were that catalyst, and that's just wonderful here, Cancer. And so, you know, don't be afraid, you know, to just let that indulge in that creative side, or that expression. See how that feels, and where that leads you. Because the Queen of Wands, you know, she's the type that she just kind of wings it, you know, when it comes to, because when she knows that she's passionate about it, she'll figure out whatever the details is, you know, as she goes. Like she's just great improv like that. But I also feel, but that's what I have for some of you. Now, I do feel like for some others, just if we've been, like I was saying, if we've been feeling like we haven't been speaking our truth, if there's something that maybe some sort of like dark thing that we need to share, maybe a conversation that might bring some, yes, it'll bring some clarity, but maybe it's something where there might be some feelings involved. You know, it might have some people kind of feeling some kind of way, getting, I just feel that it's important, Cancer, to definitely communicate these, you know, just if that's something that's resonating with you. Because if you keep that stuff locked up here, the growth can't happen for either party, you know what I mean? So just try not to, if that's something that's resonated with you, you know, try not to keep that repressed, because the King of Swords, that's Gemini energy as well. And Gemini, they're a sign of communication. And yeah, just getting that, you know, try not to keep that sort of stuff bottled in there, Cancer. Alrighty, but that's a nice little start there. I'm with it. Let's get some tea and then let's see what might be some challenges, Cancer. Let's see what we got here, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Small little reversal storm here, but that is all good because you got the Two of Cups, the Magician, and the Two of Swords in reverse here. And so, you know, with this, Cancer, honestly, this is a matter of some challenges. I feel like if we've been keeping our dreams locked up, you know, if we've been just maybe afraid to express ourselves, whatever that is, I do feel like that this is a choice that we want to make. Do we want to really keep this stuff bottled up, or do we want to just, because here's the thing, Cancer, even I'm not saying that we have to do this creative thing for the public. You know, just even just manifesting for you can really help wonders to, you know, to really connect with your higher self. Because the Two of Cups for me, this is Venus in Cancer, and you know, Venus is in Cancer still for till the 5th of June. But when we do those things that nurture our soul, you know, tap into those outlets of creativity and expression and things, that really helps you connect with your higher self and get you to the place where we can start cooking up some more stuff, Cancer. Because it's just like once you get one thing done, it's just like, oh, now we're feeling inspired, the energy's feeling great, you know. It's all just this like, what's this motion, Cancer? It's all this oh, I had a great word for this. Like now I don't even have a basic word. It's all uphill from here, Cancer. I know that's not what I wanted to say, but it gets a lot easier, you know, once you get in that space of manifesting and creativity. It just like it improves things in a way that it improves things, Cancer. And yours is one too. I feel like the more ways that you can learn to experience your feelings and to get into the, when you can really, I feel like, to learn to express those feelings with those different outlets, Cancer, it really does just make you that much more of a powerful, intuitive, and helps you to navigate through when life really throws you some tricky situations. Because then we get used to being in that space of that creative space of having to think on our toes when things go south, you know, and to be able to pivot and be able to improv, you know, when things go, when you know, when we've met roadblocks. So just something to think about with this energy, you know. It's especially if this is something that's been calling you or just been in, just kind of maybe been on your mind even as of late. You know, the Magician is Mercury, so it's just like if this is something that even just been crossing your, but like you've noticed it's like a repetitive thought, pay attention to that, Cancer. But I'm also getting with this too, Cancer, just like if we're, again, with the communication, you know, because when I'm thinking about just even like the number 2, you know, those deals with like partnerships and things, you know, those connections, can deal with intuition as well. But I'm getting more like really, yeah, just a strong thing of, if we have some feelings or something that we've been needing to make known, whether this be, maybe it's just to another person, or there may be some things that we might need to face ourselves, Cancer. Maybe some truths that have been holding us back, maybe from realizing this next step of, or this next stage of growth or something along those lines. But just another little something to think about there, Cancer. Alrighty, now let's get some advice from Mars and Pluto here. Yeah, Scorpio's so cool, they get 2 rulers. All right, Cancer, let's see what we got here. All right, we got the Strength card up right here, and then we got the 3 of Swords in reverse. More. I'm with it, Cancer. Let's switch back over. That's a strong little finisher. So some advice, you know, and I really feel like this is more so kind of for those, I feel like if we've been having troubles, or just not been feeling heard, or been feeling like that maybe like our voices have been, you know, just like maybe just like either our creativity's been stifled, or that maybe someone's been holding us back. But if you're in a place, or find yourself in a place like that, Cancer, the 3 of Swords, where, yeah, it can be a little tough, you know, sometimes if we, you know, when we decide to maybe take that step to just like, hey, stand our ground and like make whatever truth that it was that you need, you know, or get whatever it is off your chest, you know, that can, you know, bring up some feelings, you know, it can get us, you know, however this may be translating. But it's better to get that stuff out there and then to allow a healing space, I feel like, to happen than to keep all those energies bottled up, because that's a tricky place for you to be, Cancer. You're keeping those emotions and things bottled up because they'll just channel out in different ways, and if we're not expressing those feelings, it really just throws our energies out of whack. So, you know, it's just finding that balance, and there's a healthy way of having this stuff. We don't have to force the whole conversation, but it's just like, hey, can we start just like, you know, just kind of talking about this stuff, you know, really thinking about, I'm noticing this trend. If you want to sit with that for a little bit, maybe we can pick up this discussion tomorrow, whatever that's looking like, Cancer. But either way, you know, I feel like there's a confidence level here and be able, don't feel afraid to stand up for whatever it is that you're trying to express, Cancer. And especially if this is something that's going to just get you in a better place and raise your vibration, and ultimately just raise the, you know, just everybody's vibration. So, yeah, Cancer, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I like that. So, give that a thumbs up if anything resonated with you there, Cancer. And share this if you know someone who might be, you know, maybe having maybe some doubts about their dreams, or maybe find themselves in some kind of weird situation, relationship where it's just like, you know, just voices not being heard, you know, anything to get out of that funk, Cancer. And then, you know, subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified around these videos each day. And then, you know, something to think about while we're debating about our truths. You know, I've been on this app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages. I'm actually thinking about putting some of like just like little random situations, and when life kind of throws me a curveball, and it's just like, how do we deal with this stuff, Cancer? You know, because it can be tricky sometimes, I tell you. But definitely as the group grows, want to do something with, like, who knows, maybe manifesting with the magician, or, oh, that actually sounds kind of cooler, you know, or journeying on the dark side of the moon. Oh, we're cooking up here, Cancer. But all that information for you, Cancer, is in the description box. And then lastly, while you're checking out all that information, I got a little section that includes all the apps that I like using as far as astrology. And what better way, Cancer? Check your sun, your moon, your rising. All you need is your date of birth, your place of birth, the time of birth. And even if you don't got your time, you know, you can kind of get a general idea of what you're working with. But then come on over and check out my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly there with different themes. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, Cancer, so I can get you out of here. Absolutely. You got the Six of Pentacles in reverse here. And then while I'm shuffling for your Oracle card, with that Six of Pentacles, you know, especially for those, I feel like if we've been in some sort of situation where we're feeling restricted or feeling stifled, I feel if we're not getting that reciprocity, or, you know, there's not that equal give and take, then I feel like it's time to reevaluate these relationships, whether if we're putting up boundaries or if we're considering maybe different places of employment, however that may be translating for you, Cancer. But try not to stay in this place of where we're not expressing ourselves, you know? Oh, I like that. And then you got the Comfrey card, which is the completion, and this card is ruled by Saturn. And I feel that might be for some of us, you know, for now I'm kind of getting, honestly, for some others, that idea of really speaking your truth, making your dream known, you know. I feel that not even necessarily getting it to completion, but just like completing like one thing, you know, whether that be maybe making your first app, or, you know, doing a graphic design, or maybe doing some, or exterior design, whatever that's looking like. But just doing the one thing, and just seeing how you feel with that, how that felt, putting that energy, and what you got back from doing that creation. And then do it again if it felt good, and then do it again, and then see where that takes you. And just explore that, Cancer. And I feel like when you get in that trend, man, you're gonna be just cooking up some greatness. And you talk about creativity, Leo energy, the Strength card, woof. And Mars is in Leo right now, Cancer. I'm thinking up until a little bit into our birthday season. I think about till the 10th of July. So Tap into this creative energy, Cancer, and really see what you can get cooking up here. But all right, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So, oh, and you know what? One more thing. Saturn is in Pisces right now and is forming trines with our Cancer placement. So, again, more creative energy. With Pisces, all Saturn wants you to do is to make those dreams be heard. Let's hear what the good news is, Cancer. Spread that good word. But you stay safe out there. And when you find the moon, keep eyes on her, meditate with her. Let's send her some peace, send her some good vibes, because she's always sending good vibes our way, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.